Pei Zayin. Today there's no issues where we start from. We're starting from a Mishnah. Zo. Everybody settled in? All right, Zok the Mishnah. Daf Pei Zayin on top by the Mishnah. Shochad, it's a little chilly, why not?
Yeah. Put it on.
This guy's in his coat, this guy's cold. Shochad v'lo kiso. Alright, you just came from America. This is like Florida. Oh, the show's going yeah. That smell of the heat, you know, that morning heat. Says the Mishnah. Yeah. Says the Mishnah, Shochad v'lo kiso. So a guy did shchita, we're talking about kiso yadam, he did shchita, but he did not cover. V'ra'u acher, and somebody else saw that he did the shchita and there's blood on the floor, and he didn't cover it. Chayav l'chasos, the second guy is mechuyev to do kiso, as the Gemara is going to learn out from the pasuk. Kisov in his galo. This is also an amazing halacha. If you covered the blood and then it got uncovered, potur milachasos. One time and that's it.
What is the action of kisu yadam? It's covering the blood, and then what?
That's it. Potur milachasos. One time you cover it once, even if it got uncovered. It's not that this blood has to be covered. You have to take one action and cover it. Now, kisahu haruach. What's interesting in the halach that we just said, that if it becomes uncovered, you don't have to cover it again, is this following halacha. Kisahu haruach, if the wind comes and covers it, chayav l'chasos, as the Gemara is going to explain, when it becomes uncovered. So over here you have a situation where it becomes uncovered, you mechuyev to cover it again, but if you covered it initially and then it becomes uncovered, then you're not mechuyev to cover it again. So we're going to understand this in the Gemara. It's Tanur Rabbana, v'shavach v'chisa. The famous pasuk of I don't have my pasuk here today, but it's in small. If only Nachman can read this. It says v'shafach v'chiso ba'afar. Right? It's 2 words. You remember from yesterday. First you have to do shchita v'shafach, then v'kiso. Shochad v'lo kiso v'ro'u acher menayin shechayev l'chasos shenemar v'oyma livnei Yisrael ha'azara livnei Yisrael. Says the Gemara something very interesting. Pasuk Yud Gimel is v'shavach v'chisa. Pasuk Yud Daled says a very interesting lashon that usually the Torah doesn't say. Ki nefesh kol basar dome b'nafshehu v'oyma livnei Yisrael. And I say to Bnei Yisrael, who else am I saying it to? To the Mitzrim, to the Germans. So it says v'oyma livnei Yisrael. What's the point? To tell us that Pasuk Yud Gimel is livnei Yisrael. It's a chiyuv for Klal Yisrael to do kisi adam, whether you did the shchita or not. There's always a chiyuv of kisi adam, and that's why we understand the Mishnah from yesterday. Like if you saw a cher shayda v'katan doing a shchita, whether you mechuyev to michas, because the chiyuv is on everybody. Lechatchila, the chiyuv is on the shoichet, right? That's his mitzvah to do kisi adam. But if the shoichet didn't do the kisi adam, then the mitzvah goes to the next step, which is Klal Yisrael.
It's not saying. It's not saying. Mitzvah's
Yeah.
saying. It's like bris-milah. The father has to do it. If he doesn't do it, then it goes to the bezdin.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Hazar l'chol b'nei Yisrael. Interesting. I personally have never done this mitzvah, but I guess it's pretty easy to do. You could do it on Erev Yom Kippur. If you do by these, they let you do it. Kisui hadam ba'afar. Kisui hadam ba'afar. What?
You only do it once.
Once in your lifetime. Once on this chicken.
Once on these
Once
blood.
on the animal.
Yeah.
Right. So every chicken that they chef, then you can go ahead and do it. Each person does it for their own chicken. Yep.
It's not so easy.
You have to find your blood.
No, the shaykh is a person who's a shaykh is allowed to give away the mitzvah. Because we're going to get it later.
Right.
And there's a class.
Yeah.
Somebody else takes it. So how can he give it away?
Yeah.
He's got a chiyuv to do it. He can't. So if somebody's not a shaykh,
He'll do it. He'll do it himself. He'll do it himself on one, and then he'll let the following ones. Each one.
Each one's a separate mitzvah.
Uh-huh. But he makes him a shliach. He says, "You are my shliach to do the shchita. You are my
Then
shliach."
you're not doing the mitzvah. Can you make the bracha?
Here. Shenemar v'oyma livnei Yisrael hazor l'chol b'nei Yisrael. Tanya Yidoch. Again, these words v'shavach v'chisa. The Gemara has a few drushes on these words.
On the sheikhet or on the person who it belongs to?
Shaykh?
The sheikhet,
Yeah.
not the one that's paying for the chicken? So it's a problem.
V'shavach v'chisa b'mesh shavach bo yichasa. It's very interesting that a lot of, like we learned Daf Yomi, and we take things for granted. Sometimes it goes into our blood, what we learn. And this line over here, this line right over here is a halacha that we learn for all of the Torah, and it originates right here in our Gemara. And if you don't pay attention, you can just learn it and pass it by without realizing. With the hand that you did the shvichas adam, that you did the shchita, that's how you do kisui adam. You do it with your hand, you sprinkle it with your hand. Shelo yu mitzvahs bezuyis bav shelo chasenu beregel, that you shouldn't do it with your foot. Why? Shelo yu mitzvahs bezuyis alav. And this is where this halacha originates, that when you do it, when you mekayim a mitzvah, you have to make sure that you do it without a bezoyin. Shelo yu mitzvahs bezuyis alav. From this right here, from kisui adam. Kisui adam, you don't just kick the dirt onto the blood. You do it nicely with your hand.
Wouldn't that be a riot to what he said, that the sheikh has to be...
No, I don't see any raya here. It doesn't say who. Oh, you mean, you're right, because it says the hand that did the shchita. Very nice. Yeah, that's a nice raya. All it's talking about here is bizayin. It's not talking about halacha, hand or not hand. Yad, etzma, v'chulu. Tanyo idoch v'shovar v'chiso misha shofach hu yichasenu. Here's even a bigger right. The person that does the shvicha, the person that does the shchita, the shochet himself, hu yichasenu. Says the Gemara, amazing story. There's a person that shechted an animal, jumped in a guy and said, "Hey, I never did kisi adam. Let me do it." Al kisi adam, and he was mechasa. Says the Gemara, the Chivoy Rabbi Gamliel liten loy asora zuhuvim. Rabbi say asora zuhuvim is enough money to live for 15 months, according to the Gemara. All you need to live on is 200 zuz. Asar zuhuvim is 250. So he gave him over a year's salary, knas. He said, since you stole that guy's mitzvah, pay him a year's salary. Ask Tosfos, what's the big deal? Let him get another chicken, shecht it, and do kisei adam. Says Tosfos, the obvious answer. No, that mitzvah is gone. You want to do another mitzvah, that's a new mitzvah. But that mitzvah is bye-bye, gone forever.
You can't do a second time kisei in the same blood?
No.
Kisei again in the same blood?
What?
You couldn't take the Lord cover...
No, that's his cover. Once it's covered, it's covered. Like we saw that even if...
Left over,
what?
Left over. We said you have to do all of it.
If there's blood left over. Once, so how are you going to do the same mitzvah twice in one blood?
He hasn't finished the mitzvah.
There's no shear of how much you have to cover.
Okay, let's go weiter. And now the Gemara goes into the sugya of how much is a mitzvah worth and how many zuhuvim they have to pay per thing. Yiboilu, schar mitzvah or schar bracha. Did he pay the 10 zuhuvim for the mitzvah or the bracha? Every bracha has a mitzvah, but not every mitzvah has a bracha. In other words, sometimes you make birkas hamazon and there's 4 brachas. L'may nafkemina lebirkas hamazon. If somebody stole a birkas hamazon from somebody, is he chayev 4 times the 10 zuvim? Now, by the way, I don't know, Mendy, were you here on Monday? This past Monday, no, in davening.
Yeah.
This past Monday, Mamish happened. You saw that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, good. No, because the Doilim thinks making up stories as we go along. It's like what happened this past Monday. I was in shul, and the guy goes, "Yamoy Delio," and he points to me, and the guy between me and the guy goes, "Ben Chai Moshe," and so the guy goes, "Okay, Ben Chai Moshe, come." He stole my aliyah. The guy Pasha stole my aliyah. So Tosfos asked the question: what happens if you steal an aliyah? Says Tosfos, if you steal somebody's aliyah, you chayiv 10 zuvim. Mendy witnessed this.
The guy
He
was
witnessed
stole
it.
it or the guy who didn't continue?
The guy didn't want to embarrass him. The guy didn't want to.
That guy doesn't know about it.
He had no idea. No. This guy does not chayiv me. I'm joking. It's just it was a nice that should come out to all.
But he was going to give you shlishi.
No, in this.
He was going to give
Give me shlishi.
You have to give him now.
No, the Gabbai wanted to give me shlishi. I told him not to do it. I said if he gives me shlishi, then the guy is going to
no.
figure out. Whatever. It's better.
Everybody could be happy.
Better give me aliyah. I'm
You have to
happy.
give 10 zuvim to the shul.
I'm going to such a thing.
Yeah, and I think it's important to mention that Beth is wasn't here. We're talking about one person's bench for everybody. And that's the it's not everybody.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Here, we're going to get into it in a second.
That was back then. They didn't have.
Says the Gemara, so what happens here? Now, Stam is the Birkas Hamazon, the Gemara says here is 40, right? Now, why is it 40? As the Kasha, Birkas Hamazon has 4 brachas, but there's another bracha, Birkas HaGefen. You make it al kois. It's 5. Says Tosfos, because we hold like the Manda Omar that you don't have to do it. You don't have to make a Bari Pri HaGofen, a new one on a new cup. At the end of the meal, you already made Bari Pri HaGofen in the beginning of the meal. You don't have to make another one. The problem with that is, Rabbi Yisai, that the Rif and other Rishonim hold that you do have to make another bracha, and they still call it 4 brachas. So according to the Rif, they have to make a 5th bracha. How come the Gemara calls it 4? That's a little bit of a problem. What?
No, they say
You have to make Bari Pri HaGofen plus the 4 brachas of Birkas Hamazon. You have 5. The Gemara calls it 4. Oh, you mean the bracha? No, you don't have to make al gefen on the wine. Oh yeah, you do. You're right. So maybe that's part of the shaila if you have to make al gefen or not. What?
Who says the one that does the zimun has to make a bar gafen? Maybe it's a different mitzvah that's stolen.
No, because he's doing al kois. He's doing al kois, and somebody else is going to make a bracha. He's benching. The bracha on my kois that I'm drinking.
You holding the kois, you doing the.
I never
but
seen
I think
that one.
The answer that Bani Yerushalayim is not considered one.
They just, yeah.
That's what.
Right. No, but
Yes.
yeah.
That was an added.
I don't know if that was. That's all part of the discussion. Toshma says the Gemara Ma'isa. Do Omar leyahu mino leRebbi. I did. L'may nafkemina leBirkas Hamazon. You know what, Rabbi Yisai? I think at the end of the day, I think we have to go back 4 or 5 daf. He wasn't here. You don't know in those 4 or 5 daf how many things. Nobody else is meir me besides him. It's terrible. Rabbi Yisai from that's it. L'may nafkemina leBirkas Hamazon. Then it's 1. If it's just we're talking about the mitzvah of Birkas Hamazon, so he owes him 10 zuhuvim. Yeah, I skipped it. You're right, because everything I just said is on this arbaim. It's 40 versus 50. That your Birkas Hamazon has 4 brachas somehow. Either way you look at it, there's 4 brachas. So he owes him, by stealing Birkas Hamazon, he owes him 40 zuhuvim, and not 10 on the mitzvah Birkas Hamazon, but 10 on each bracha. My Toshma, a bad guy came to Rebbe. He says, Mish yotzar harim loy bar ruach. I can prove to you that there's 2 barei olams. The one who created the mountains didn't create the wind. Umisha bar ruach loy yotzar harim dechsiv ki hine yotzar harim uvayrei ruach. It's 2 separate koiches. Amar lei shoita. Shvei l'sefer the Kra. Go. You didn't finish the pasuk. Hashem tzvakay shemoy. It says it's a singular. Just one HaKadosh Baruch Hu created both. Amar lei. Ooh, you got me. Nekoit li zimnot lasu yoymei umahadrin loch tiyufta. In those days, it was bad news. If you lost a battle like this, it's life and death. So, okay, you're right. Give me 3 days. Let me think about this. Yosef Rebbe lost Tanisa, so Rebbe was worried that he's going to come back with a good answer. So he sat and he fasted for 3 days. When he was done with the 3 days, he wanted to eat a little food. Amrulei, the people in his house say, Mino koya bava. That guy that fought with you, he's at the door. Oh, they told him that guy. Omar v'yitnu b'varusi roish. It says in the pasuk, they put in my food, they put in something bitter. In other words, I'm trying to eat here. It's motzei tainas. I'm starving, and all of a sudden, the shaita shows up at my door. Omar loy Rebbe. So the min tells him, Mevasa toivas aniloch. I'm coming to tell you something good. I'm not that guy that you think I am. I'm not the original min. I'm a new min. But that guy, that guy couldn't come up with a good answer. He threw himself off the roof. He committed suicide. He's dead. Okay? Omar loy. So Rebbe tells him, oh, you're telling me good news. Maybe come sit with me. Min, I want a min. Come sit by my table. Omar loy hein. Fine, I'll sit with you. So Rebbe tells the min, let's make a deal. Either the best way to say pshat according to Rashi is either get out of here. If you leave right now without benching, I will pay you 40 zuhuvim. Or if you insist, you stay in my house, you don't get 40 zuhuvim. I'll pay you 5 years of salary, a crazy amount of money, 40 zuhuvim, because 10 zuhuvim is more than 1 year of salary. It's a year and a quarter, right? 40 zuhuvim is 5 years. People could live in those days 5 years off this money. I'm going to give you 5 years worth of salary if you decide to pick yourself up and get out of here. I don't want you at my table by I don't want you benching. I don't want you saying amen. Because if you say amen, it's as if you made the bracha. I don't want you here. Get out of here. You're a min. I invited you to my suuda because I owe you akars atoiv or whatever the reason is. You have an option. Either you leave right now and you don't bench, and I'll pay you money, or I won't pay you money and you'll bench and you'll do the mitzvah. So what did the min say?
Either bench or leave.
Either bench or leave. But if you leave, I'll pay you for leaving. I will pay you for leaving. What do you want? You want a mitzvah or you want 40 zuhuvim? You choose.
You're allowed to give the guy food without benching.
You mean what was Rebbe's lechatchila?
You invited him for this.
He's a min. He's a goner. He's a yeah. But what kind of guy is he? He's a eno isamai kind of guy. I choose no money. I want a mitzvah. So you see from here, so the Gemara brings this story to tell us that it goes based on the bracha, it doesn't go based on the mitzvah. So the Birkas Hamazon is worth 40 zuhuvim, and this shoita guy, or the friend of a shoita, another min, chose mitzvah over a lot of money. Omer Rav Yitzchak, what?
Why do you need a basketball? Rebbe was saying it's worth 40.
You said it's worth 40. You're saying that, but based on what? Maybe 40 for the mitzvah. You're saying koishel bracha shavar bar mizuhuvim. How do you see that at each one? How do you say each one? Each bracha is worth 10. One bracha, one mitzvah is worth 10 times 4 is 40.
If he chose it over the other one, means that he chose it even though it was with.
The basketball is just masking to him. What?
40. He considered it more than 40.
No, there's no. But the basketball, who says? Rebbe said it, and the basketball is masking to him.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yotza basketball v'omer koishel bracha shavar b'im zuvim. Omer Rav Yitzchak adayin, this guy, because he chose bracha over money. Adayin yesh lo yisem mishpacha ben g'doyle roimi. Even to this day, in other words, a generation or two later, these guys, these minim, are still big politicians. They are considered chashuva people in Rome. V'koyer noisa mishpachas bar Lionus. Bar Lionus is like a lion. Yonus. So Rebbe was a lion. So they called these guys the family of the lions because they were zoicha to be in part of Rome because of Rebbe.
So the maskana of the Gemara is that the bracha is worth
10 zuvim. Every bracha.
The mitzvah Kisei Adam is not worth the money?
No, it's either or. In other words, every mitzvah also has a bracha to it. But Kisei Adam only has one bracha.
Right, so we had a suffix. What's the money for?
The only nafkamina in the suffix is if you have a mitzvah that has 4 brachas in it. But every mitzvah has one bracha.
So the bracha is worth money and the kisui doesn't worth anything?
No, the kisui comes with the bracha. It's one and the same. Just sometimes you have Birkas Hamazon that has 4 brachas. You have the mitzvah with 4.
But he said it's not the koshel bracha. That's the hagafen, isn't it? That's not the whole benching.
No, it's all benching. Zimun,
He
yeah.
said kosher
When you give a guest, yeah, it means
The
everything.
Gemara is
That's how they did it. They told the guest, you make all the brachas, you be mighty everybody, you say the Yihiratzin. That was the whole point of the Yihiratzin. The guest says it to me.
then it's 5.
We'll see that soon. We're getting there in brachas.
If it says the mitzvah and the brachas, if it's for both, then really there's the Birkas Hamazon and then there's the full brachas. So there's 5 chalokim to it.
No, but that's why it's magdim. I might have swallowed it. That's what I was sticking in lechatchila. That the mitzvah is the bracha is the mitzvah. It's one of the same kind of. Just Birkas Hamazon has 4. You have to say that. You have to say because of his questions. They speak about it. It's not like.
The mitzvah is a
No,
mitzvah.
we need a.
If you make the
Cool.
bracha,
The mitzvah
if you make a mitzvah, you don't make the bracha for the mitzvah.
What?
I say, if you do a mitzvah,
Yeah.
you didn't make the bracha, it's still a mitzvah. You've done a mitzvah. The bracha is the icing on the cake.
No, sometimes you're stealing. If you don't make a bracha, you're stealing. Oh. But it's part of it. That's what I'm saying. You don't get another mitzvah for the bracha. Do you get another mitzvah for the bracha? That's what I'm saying. It's part of the mitzvah. The way you do the mitzvah is by saying a bracha. Are you mekayim mitzvah? Maybe. Maybe not. But it's all part of it. It's not like two mitzvahs. Mitzvah one, bracha. Mitzvah two, shaking the lulav. It's shaking the lulav with a bracha.
If somebody were to, no, I don't know, if you shake the lulav without a bracha, you've been mekayim the mitzvah.
Yeah. Okay. And if you say the bracha without a lulav,
Nothing.
okay. So how do you get four mitzvahs? How do you get four mitzvahs for saying four brachas? It's one thing. Fine.
But can I just ask a specific question?
Yeah.
That is, if the shoyach let's say made the bracha, then
Yeah.
some wise guy come quickly, does it keep her down without the bracha? Is he chaz v'chei?
Why not?
Because the fellow made the bracha. According to this, it's the bracha.
Take your seat.
Oh, you're saying the shochem made the bracha on the kisei adam.
Bottom line.
He made the bracha on the kisei adam, and he did the yeah. Ayin sham. It's all discussed. All these things are part of it. Yeah. Of course. But a mitzvah has a bracha. Mitzvah, to me, the mitzvah is part of the bracha is part of the mitzvah. It's part of it. There's mitzvahs that don't have brachas, like
He brings
a big chayil.
dinner,
Okay.
take away something like something in the road. So that's Mishra.
Helping your friend load his donkey.
Or picking up a dirty tissue in a shawl.
Your friend's dirty
It's
donkey.
b'mikdash tiro, according to some people. It's
Friend's donkey, you need to help him.
Hashiv Teshivim. Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Things
Hashem
come up
Saveda.
to
Yeah,
help
you don't make a
him load his
bracha.
donkey.
Yeah.
No, guy's donkey.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't shake the
The masa, no
You
the
don't make a bracha.
Ozer Taziv. Zog the Gemara ki soben is galo. Omalei Rav Achaber the Rav Ashi. Whoa. Here we're talking about Hashem Saveda. Kisoben is gala. So we have a halacha that all you have to do kisui one time. That's it. So as the Gemara, this is very annoying. You have a neighbor that is the ox keeps on running away every day. You keep on giving back every single day. The ball falls into the porch every day. You know what I'm talking. It's a mitzvah every time, 100 times. It's Sakum Akisa Adam only one time. Says Gemara because there's a special meaning in the pasuk. So kids, now we can understand a little bit. It says in the pasuk, you have a mitzvah to do it one time. If it happens again, you don't have to do it anymore. So then what happens with kisah ruach? How come when the wind covers it and then it gets uncovered? If the wind covers it and it stays covered, you're not mechuyev. Why? Because you have nothing to cover. I did? I said, yeah. Yeah. But Lamaisa, if it got covered by itself, there's nothing to cover. But if you covered it, no, sorry, let's start again. Only when it got uncovered again. If the wind came and covered it, and it stayed covered, you don't have to do it again. Now, if the wind covered it and it became uncovered, why do you have to cover it again? So, look at Rashi for a second. Rashi says a beautiful thing here. He sticks it in like b'derech hagav, but you have to look in it and see it. It says, mikisui, the hakiso v'nizgala pater melechasis. Once the Gemara concluded that if you cover the blood and then it became uncovered, you're not mechuyev to do it again. So the Gemara is telling us that that's it. The mitzvah is over. Once the mitzvah is over, then it doesn't make sense that you're mechuyev again. If you would be mechuyev over and over every time it becomes megula, so then if the ruach was mechasa, then it became uncovered, then you'd be yichayev again. But over here, ha'itchalei. In other words, the Gemara before established that the mitzvah is done. Once the mitzvah is done, then it became pushed off. If it became pushed off, how could I cover it again? If the wind covered it and the mitzvah went away, how could I cover it again? We have a concept we learned in Zvachim. If somebody shechted a carbon and then they found out that the mizbeach has a tiny nick the size of a nail, you can't shecht on the mizbeach until they repair it. The problem is that there was a point in time where the mizbeach wasn't there, so it became pushed off. So even after the repair, you can't put the carbon on the mizbeach. That's called dichui. It got pushed off. That only applies by a carbon, but by a mitzvah that doesn't apply this concept. So if the wind came and pushed and covered the blood, so I can't do the mitzvah right now, but it's not pushed off forever. Once it becomes available again, then go ahead and do the mitzvah. But what if I covered the blood and then the wind pushed it off? I was already mekayim the mitzvah because I have a miyut in the Torah. The Torah says v'chiso. Then I don't have to do it again. Then the Gemara just explains the brisa. It says somebody shechted and the blood got absorbed in the ground. Says the brisa chayiv l'chasos. Why do you have to cover it there? Hasam kishirishumu nikar. Over there, it's not talking about it completely disappeared. You're still able to see the blood, and that's why you're mechuyev to cover it.
Are we saying the halacha that if the blood completely disappears into the ground?
Yeah.
You don't have to put
Yes,
it down?
that's the halacha. Look, it says it brings the Shulchan Aruch la halacha. Says the Mishnah, dam shenisar b'mayim im yesh b'maris dam chayav l'chasos. So we had the sugyan of it, the zara. If you have blood, that it's a mixture, blood and water. So Tosfos points out here that we're not talking about that it looks like petal, it looks like reddish. It looks really like blood. So if we just so we understand a little better for numbers' sake. Let's say 75% water destroys the blood. 25% blood is not good. So you have to have at least 26% blood. If it's 26% blood, it's thick, it's red, it's good. Okay. So that means 75% of water makes it no good. Dam shenisar b'mayim, what?
Isn't this from Zvachim that we learned?
Yes.
We learned in Zvachim also. Okay. The big sugya was in Avodah Zarah. Dam shenisar b'mayim, im yesh bo maris dam chayav l'chasos. If it looks, so again, Tosfos is saying not look like a little red, like a little Kool-Aid. It looks like blood. It's like serious red. It's thick. It's nice. It's red. Now, what do we do with nasar b'yayin? Yayin is like water. It's not blood, but it's very red. So it'll stay red forever. So what do? Very simple. You take the same 75% of water. You say 75% water ruins the blood, so 75% of wine, of red wine, will ruin the blood also. It looks beautiful, it looks red. No, because it's the same ratio of water. Nisare b'dama behema. What if blood mixed with a behema blood? Yeah, I'll just move over here. If the blood mixed into behema blood, now behema we know doesn't need kisei adam, but the difference is that it's blood. Blood, it's the same min. Let's say he took blood of a live animal. I just saw a gross thing yesterday. Because I'm still with my safari thing. So in Masamara, what are the name of those guys from the Masa in the Tanzania? Shugayim.
It's a black tribe.
Yeah. They call it Masa. They take a live cow. Can you see the cow is standing? They take a knife, cut its neck, and they put a vessel underneath, and the cow's going, and they drink the blood. That's their protein. That's how they get protein. Live blood, mamish, they drink it. So yeah, it's rich in protein. So if you take this dam, this is damakaza. It comes straight out of a live animal, but this is not dam that we're talking about. You don't do kisi on such dam, right? It's not dam that's royal lakaza. But we're talking about a chaya. They did it for a deer, let's say. So and that the blood mixed, this masay married blood mixed with dam of shchita. Again, the same halacha. It's blood and blood, but we have to say that 75% of the live blood of hakaza blood or cow blood creates a problem here with the blood, even though it's thick blood and it's red.
How could you tell though? Because it's blood.
No. We say the ratio. That's exactly what I'm saying. You take the ratio. You take water and you mix it with blood. Once you see how much water you need to dilute, it could be 51%. I just threw out 75%. whatever that ratio is with water, then you say, okay, now I put in a half a liter of behemoth blood to a half a liter of regular blood. It ruined it because water would ruin it, so this would also ruin it. That's how you know the ratio. Says the Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Omer ein dam mevatel dam. Rabbi Yehuda holds min b'minoi lo yibatel. If you have the same min, it cannot be mevatel its own min. So therefore, animal blood never ruins chaya blood. So if you have 1 drop of chaya blood in 100 gallons of behemoth blood, it's not mevatel that 1 drop. So you have to you have to sprinkle dirt over it. This we had briefly the other day. The shchita knife that has blood on it and blood that just got out of control, flew somewhere else. You have to do kisi on it. Rabbi Yehuda, and here Rabbi Yehuda comes to explain what we just said. A mosai bizman, when he says a mosai, means explanation. Bizman she'ein shom dam elohu. When do you have to go crazy and start covering the blood that's on the knife and the blood that's on the wall? Excuse me. When you don't have any other blood to do the mitzvah with. If you do kisi adam, and that's how we're passing today, do kisi adam on the blood on the floor, then you don't have to make yourself sugar with the blood on the knife.
So you're saying you could clean the knife?
You clean the knife, you rinse it in water, and that's what they do.
According to the
We had this whole thing that you scrape off the blood from the knife. That was before. That's if you have nothing else, then you scrape off the blood.
According to, maybe he's saying that because he holds that the dam's not about the dam, so it wouldn't help. So therefore,
No, but he's saying a Mosai, he's explaining the whole Mishnah. That's not his own sheet. It's not Omar Rabbi Yehuda. This a Mosai means I'm explaining everybody's masking to me.
so if you got blood shalachai and you put it in water and it's mevatel and it's not enough kisei dam.
Yeah. Then you have to do right. Then you have to do. You have to find the dam. Then you have to find the dam from the knife.
If he has no sand, he checks over water, then he would be potter.
Potter, but you want to do the mitzvah. You want to do the mitzvah. Not awesome. Now we just Ava Yisham Dam Shaloi Hu. It must be Shein Sham Dam Elohu. Ava Yisham Dam Shaloi Hu Potter Melachasis. If you have other blood that's not part of the knife, you don't have to do a kisi adam. Says the Gemara, and this is like word for word from the Mishnah. Nan Hasam. It's talking about. It's word for word, but it's talking about another halach. It's talking about the zrikas hadam on the mizbeach. Not awesome. Dam shenisariv b'mayim im yesh bo imaris dam kosher. So you have blood that you need to sprinkle on the mizbeach. Again, it got mixed with water. You're allowed to put it on the mizbeach as long as it looks like blood. Nisariv b'yayin. What do you do if it mixed with wine? Again, the same ratio of water to wine. Wine and water are equal in terms of ratio. Nisariv b'dam behemo b'dam machaya roy noisik ilu umayim. Again. It doesn't matter what it is, what liquid it is. It could be water, it could be the blood of another animal, it could be blood of a chaya that's not real shchita blood. It came from makaza, and it could be wine. Everything has the same ratio of water. Whatever dilutes blood, when water dilutes, whatever that ratio is, it applies to everything else. By the way, is everybody okay with, let's say, a Monday night shchita presentation? Are we all good?
Which Monday?
Show of hands, this coming Monday?
What time?
It has to be at my house. Let me just see.
8 o'clock?
8 to 10?
8 to 10, 8 to 11, whatever goes. A Monday night?
Yeah, this Monday would be good. What time?
Monday, and whoever is a little queasy about the shechita, they can wait outside for 5 minutes and then come in afterwards. It's kedai. I'm telling you, it's kedai. The whole Masechta will come to life. Everything we learned, he shows you on hand. Monday is good. Nobody cares. Tuesday, Monday, no. Okay.
Where is it?
Monday's better. Tuesday's better. Monday. By his house, l'chayra. I'm gonna go check it out. We'll see. But we really need an indoor place. Do you have indoors also? Could we do the shechita outdoors and then bring it inside?
You did a shechita in your living room? Is that
And you make sure your wife is not there.
Maybe we can.
You mean that you do it indoors? Shechita inside my house.
Move everybody.
No. Most are going to come for the shkita?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
big enough
assuming.
garden for 40.
But it's at night. Then he said it might be cold and
I have a light.
light. You have lighting and everything.
Lighting.
It's not supposed to rain on Monday. Fine.
I can put up the lighting.
We need good lighting. All right. Nachman is going to be there.
I
Nachman is
have
going to lead
also
us.
a porch outside.
What time?
8 o'clock. I'm telling you, you should come. Teeth, the whole inside. You have something else?
Yerushalayim till late. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's kedai. It's an expensive thing. We're still looking for some sponsors. Baruch Hashem, a bunch of guys jumped in and donated. We're still looking. It costs about 6,000 shekel, this thing. So it's kedai to see. It's not kedai to miss. You're allowed, or no? You can do a kisei dam at night. You can do everything at night. If there's light, remember we learned, if there's light, that's, you see, if you come to the shir, he'll tell you. If there's lighting, he'll tell you. Chullin daf, he's fluent.
9 minutes left.
9 minutes. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, ein dam evatel dam. Fine, so this is the same Rabbi Yehuda as our Mishnah. When it comes to the Mizbeach, you can do Zrikas Hadam, says Rabbi Yehuda, as long as it looks like blood, because dam is dam evatel dam. Says Rabbi Yochanan, when the water falls into the blood, drip by drip, then you have an issue. And it's, what do we just say? You can use it on the bad. That if it looks like dam, as long as it looks by dam, then it's good. So what happened is, you have a drop of blood, a drop of water that comes in, another drop. They should be mevatel. Each drop should be bottle, but they wake up and they become part of the they become part of the blood. But if the blood falls into the water, rishon bottle, then each drop of blood becomes part of the water. You're right that later on you're going to have enough blood to get together and gang up against the water, but that's too late because the blood as it came in became bottle and became dachui. Each piece became dachui. When it comes to kisui adam, then it does wake up. Eventually, if you have enough blood that it looks like blood, then you don't say the dichud. Each piece of blood, each drop of blood became dochui as it fell into the water, and then it doesn't have the right to get together and become something. That's only by the mizbeach. That's by korbanos. But when we're talking about kisui adam, it's a mitzvah, and then all the blood comes together and does become one big glob to go against the water and say, hey, I have blood and I'm chayiv in kisui adam. Why? This is different than a mizbeach. Says Shmuel that as long as it looks like blood, it could do a kapara on the mizbeach. That's exactly what we just said now. This non-hasam, this whole piece from the Gemara until now, was this halacha that Shmuel said. The Gemara is going to say that's no big chiddush, because we just said it. And chayovim b'kisui. And as long as it looks like blood, that's our Mishnah, that chay b'kisui adam. And then finally, the halacha of machshirim, where am I? Umachshirim v'chayom b'kisui. You're right. Those two is not a chiddush. The final thing that it becomes muchshir l'kabel tov, that it can be machshir. It's considered liquid. That if it pours on fruit, that they become tamei. Machshirim nami mimanavshach idam. If you consider this liquid that we have in front of us blood, achshirim machshir. Blood is always machshir. Imaya. It's a mixture of blood and water. So if it's water, so water, in order for water to be machshir, it has to be water that you say this is water. But if it's rainwater, it's not drinking water yet until you decide, hey, this is drinking water, or I'm going to use this for my dishes or whatever. But if you use it for watering your field, if that's not water, that's machshir.
You're saying only if it was collected.
Yeah. It has to be collected and said, and you have to have in mind that it's to be machshir. Make shomim nami kivin the shokil v'romi achshavino. You collected it, so that's it. It's regular water. What's the difference if it's make shomim? You already decide you want it. Number one is that rainwater fell into a barrel without you, and it mixed with blood. And the chiddush is that if this blood, even though it's diluted very much, but it still looks very much like blood, then it has the power to be machshir fruit, although the water in that mixture is not machshir fruit because it's just make shamim is not machshir fruit, but the blood in the mixture, since it looks like blood, is machshir. Reb Asi min harbiloimer b'tzelalto didma. There's something called blood serum. That is, if blood congeals, what happens is the top part becomes serum, the liquid in it comes to the top. And it looks very clear, yellowish clear. That is different, even though it is blood, but it's different than blood. And that's what he's saying here. That if you have, and it's a little bit hard to understand, that this mixture, this tzalelta of blood, if it looks like blood, then it's machshir lekabel tumah. Because it's not really blood, it's part of blood, it came from blood, it's not water at all, it has nothing to do with water, it's part of blood, but it's clear. Rabbi Yirmiyah medifta Amar, onish koris, vudiki kazayis. That if you have, says Rashi, if you have within this clear blood, you have a kazayis of regular blood, dam gomor, then you chayiv koris. What's the big chiddush? It needs to be understood. In other words, it looks like blood, and it has a real kazayis of blood, and you eat it, you chayiv koris. If you eat it, but if you just put it in the oil, and usually you need a revius of blood in order to be metame ba'oil, and over here you have a revius of regular blood mixed in with the serum, which is clear. It's metame ba'oil. I am Rabbi Kiva Eger and other. That's it. So we'll start Motzei Shabbos here. Not awesome. Monday, big presentation. Yishkoyach. What? It is a little early. We're going to have to start. There is a barbecue. If the animal's kosher, we're going to be eating the ribs at the siyum. Yeah. And we're paying more money, about 500 more shekel, to get an edible animal, so we have that schus of eating it at the siyum.
So what do you get? We're going to have a cow? We're bringing a cow or a goat?
No, we're bringing a sheep.
A sheep?
A real sheep. Try not to invite too many people.
I'm inviting my brother, Abraham.
That's good.